Hello. Hi, Arno. Hi, everyone.
Hey guys, how you doing?
I'm fine, thank you. Super happy to have you here. That's nice.
Yeah, it's a pleasure. Thanks for having me. It's pretty cool.
With pleasure. Hi, guys. I see some names that I already know, other are new. Hi, Gaspar. Hi, Anton. Hi, Melissa, Teresa, Ralph. You have a little chat button on the
Well,
yeah.
I'm fine, thank you. Super happy to have you
So
here.
don't
That's nice.
hesitate to
yeah,
use
it's a
it.
pleasure. Thanks for having me. Pretty cool.
And yeah, you can just use this chat to ask any question to me, to Arno, during all the live. Today we will talk about how what do we do with positive reply? What do we do when we do outreach prospection, right? And we do have some replies, some positive replies, but there is workflows integrated with CRM and outreach sales automation tool that will help you to convert and because a reply is not revenue, but what happens next can be and can transform these replies in revenue. So today I'm with Arno, CEO and founder of Breakcold. We do have an integration between La Growth Machine and Breakcold. We will introduce both of the tools. But yeah, for introduce yourself, Arno, I'll let you the mic.
Yeah, thank you very much. So I'm Honor. I'm the co-founder and CEO at Breakcold, based in France. And yeah, that's pretty much what we do. Modern sales CRM for salespeople. And we've worked with the Growth Machine since a year ago now,
Yeah.
with a native integration. And yeah, we came up with this idea of the webinar because actually the more we have like prospects and customers, the more we realize that actually most people, even like companies with salespeople, they don't know when to use a CRM for us. And so, yeah, that's pretty difficult. Sometimes people think a sales CRM should only be used for outreach,
Yeah.
which is definitely not the case. And so, yeah, this is the topic of the webinar. So I guess we're going to share some slides right now.
Yeah.
Or
Yeah, exactly.
And so about all of this, so the goal is not to make like a big, do you guys see the slides or not?
Yes, perfectly.
Yeah, perfectly. Okay. Okay, cool. And yeah, the goal is not to make like a whole webinar where it's just about slides. So I would just do slides maybe for the first, let's say 5 to 10 minutes max. And then it will switch to like actual softwares and showcasing you how you can set that up and also make this work, and maybe probably do questions afterwards. But yeah, like the main topic is when to use a sales CRM in outbound. But first, like when to use a sales CRM in general. Is it outbound, inbound, during the conversion phase? And actually, on that, like you don't want to use your sales CRM for outbound. Usually, you want to use like a dedicated lead generation tool for that. So depending on your industry, your company, you want to go with cold DMing or cold emailing or cold calling. LGM, if I'm not mistaken, they're at least covering two
Yeah.
pretty well, multi-channel software here. And so you want to use your lead generation software to generate leads, to generate the positive replies. So what you don't want to happen is to clutter your CRM with tons of cold leads, and to only push leads that are a minimum interested. So there could be different definitions of what could be an interested lead. Could be like just someone who accepted your LinkedIn invite, or maybe you just send the first message, but usually the true definition is you have a positive reply. Yes, I'm interested in your product, in your service. And so from there, you have like a bit of warm leads, and this is where you want to push that to the CRM. There's one exception to that, is that if you're selling a very high ticket product or service, then in that case, you can use straight away the CRM for lead generation. And so if you have like very big deal value, like 500K plus a year, 1 million annual, we have companies who only use the CRM because the total addressable market is so small that they would not automate stuff too much. And so then you have inbound, which comes also before the CRM when you think about it, because you're generating leads maybe with your online content, so through LinkedIn, X, maybe Instagram, SEO, website forms, people who visit your website and then they drop the email address. It also generates some warm leads, so people who are interested in your business. And this is where the CRM comes pretty much. The sales CRM comes because you see here you have warm leads generated. Here you have warm leads generated from the positive replies, and then the CRM arrives right there. And the job of a sales CRM, like normally if you use it right, is rather to automate all the admin's CRM tasks. So managing leads where they're in the CRM, you don't have to do it anymore. Like the decades-old CRM, that should be the goal. And you just focus on convos. And this is like the full map. So where the CRM should arrive in your sales process. So unfortunately for us, when you're starting out the business, or if you want to grow your business, we're not first in the chain. So LGM definitely is one of the first tools you would have to think about. But first you need to figure out what would be the tech stack before the CRM, if it makes sense, or at least what you're going to integrate with it. But you need to really remember, if you have to really remember something from this webinar, is that don't use your sales CRM for outbound unless you have a very high ticket like product or offer.
Yeah. Even if you say that LGM is one of the first brick, before LGM, there is all the segmentation from targeting the list and building the list. And the CRM can be the first brick because maybe you have existing lists. Could be a newsletter, it could be a lead magnet that you already done 1 year before, even before doing some outreach. So also have in mind that your CRM can be the first point, could be also the pipeline, the ongoing pipeline for the future. But yeah,
exactly. And so from there, today we're going to focus more on the cold outreach phase, let's say, and how you can push that to the CRM. So we'll not focus too much on inbound. I will touch about it when sharing my screen. But essentially, we're going to see how you can push your positive replies from a lead gen tool. So here, LGM to Breakcold, how you can nurture those positive replies using AI, not in the way you're thinking. And so then how you can also push your leads in re-engaging campaigns. So I have it on the slides, so you will probably have it after the call. Instead of just going through the slides like this, I will share my screen. We're going to do that. It's going to be much better. Maybe we will pick up the slides after.
Okay. They will have a recording and you will have the decks. During your sharing your screen, maybe just to intro, La Growth Machine is a prospecting tool. As we say just before, it's a multi-channel outreach tool. So that means you can reach out leads through LinkedIn, through email. When I say LinkedIn, it could be by textual DM, like regular DM, but also through LinkedIn voice notes. You also have calls in the playbooks that Arnaud just shared. The calls are with Aircall, etc. We have integration with them, so you can have calls in your workflow and your sequence. So just to have in mind that La Growth Machine is a outbound tool that can help you to build your lists, also build your outreach sequence, and then you have inbox to centralize all the reply, qualify them, and push them to a CRM like Breakcold.
Yeah,
it was just a parenthesis.
Yeah, and to complete, I would say that in the space, so coming from the words of a user and not someone working there, is that like people usually say that La Growth Machine is the most complete multi-channel automation tool because you can have like very detailed automation workflows, which is not possible all the time. There's advantages and disadvantages. But yeah, people in the space, like back in the days, you had this term like growth hackers. And growth hackers, like the first tool was La Growth Machine, and I remember having calls in Breakcold. I didn't know about the tools back in the days, and they were like, they were like, oh yeah, but it's not as technical as the growth machine. So there's a middle range. Like you can do things if you're not tech savvy, but if you're very tech savvy, you can push that very much to the limit compared to other softwares. So I would say this is the biggest strength from my view personally. But yeah.
Thank you.
And yeah, so let me share another screen now. So like we say, the first step is to push the positive replies from LGM to Breakcold. And on this, like we don't have like yet a two-way sync. So I'm going to show you how to do it in just a sec. But what I was saying is that in the growth machine, like mostly Gen tools, but actually no, gems of legion tools like this, probably, yeah, only two are doing that, is that you have a unified inbox that works with email, LinkedIn. And so the thing is, once you generate positive replies, like I told you, you don't want to once you generate convos, you don't want to push that straight away to the CRM. So you actually want to manage your convos with the growth machine. And once people are interested, what you're going to do is that here you can click on ready to buy, negotiating, interested. And so the goal here is that once you click here, interested, so what you do is that you're qualifying the replies, the leads, before pushing them to the CRM. And the moment you press that, you want it to go to the CRM. And so do you still see my screen?
Yes.
On what page am I right now?
Now we are in inbox, qualification inbox.
Oh, okay, I know what happened. So sorry about that. It doesn't actually share the whole thing.
Oh, yeah.
So
if you have a question in the chat, don't hesitate to just drop your question, or I interrupt Arnaud, or I keep it for the end. Don't be shy.
Yeah, so like I was saying, the goal is that when you click on interested, basically push the leads to a specific pipeline stage in Breakcold. And so what you want to use is the webhook feature of LGM. So you're going to click here on create webhook. Let's just call it webhook here, or like actually push to VC. And from there, it will ask you for a URL. And actually, the workflow I'm about to show you, it works for LGM, but also if you're using like Tally or Typeform, this is a universal workflow that can help you with all the tools, also on the inbound side when you're generating leads, to push that to the CRM. And so here, like I said, there's not yet a two-way sync. So we're going to show you how to push from Breakcold to LGM, but to push from LGM to Breakcold, you will have to go to Zapier or similar tools like Make. You can do that with Make as well, or even API if you're more technical. And then what you want is when you create a step, you're going to select webhook and then catch hook. And what's going to happen is, so if I show you, it's here, you just type webhook, you pick that, and from there you will have pretty much this block here where you're going to select the type, and you can select the type catch hook. And it will generate you like a webhook URL. And this is the URL you want to put in the growth machine right there. And what you want to do usually is to test it. So you're going to click on test webhook. And once you click on test webhook, it will send the data of a test lead. And and that's pretty much the setup on that side. And the second step is that you want to do a Breakcold step, and where you're going to create the lead. And the job is very easy. You just need to map the data from the test. So you see when I do the slash, I have all the data here. So you just do quick mapping. And what is very important here is that you basically want to push that to a specific CRM list and a specific pipeline stage. So usually for this type of workflow, what you're going to do is that you're going to push the person that are interested in like your outbound list. And in your positive reply here, like you can say positive reply CE for cold emailing, or positive replies if it's both cold emailing and LinkedIn using LGM. And then you're going to just map a bunch of other things depending on your team, depending on many things. And that's pretty much the workflow, because once it's set up, it basically how it works. I can go into further details where you can like filter so that it doesn't like push all the leads. But if you only have one workflow, which is usually just if you just click on interested and you don't click on the other like statuses. You don't need to think too much about the advanced workflows. So yeah, we don't have like 2 hours or 3 hours to go in all the workflows possible, but that would be pretty much the base setup to push the leads. And so what's going to happen from there is that the leads will go to a specific list. So for example, here in outbound pipeline, and you will have right there, like in positive replies, it will arrive here. But that is just one part of the story, because your goal is then to nurture those positive replies and to turn them into something that is great. And so this is where like there's really a synergy, I would say, between LGM and Breakcold, because LGM is handling email and LinkedIn, and Breakcold is handling like email, LinkedIn, Telegram, WhatsApp, and actually LGM, I think they're also handling X. But my point is that both softwares like the CRM and the lead gen tools are multi-channel. So by putting your LinkedIn account, email accounts into Breakcold and also having them into the growth machine, the conversations that you started in the growth machine, you will be able to continue them in the CRM. But because the goal of Breakcold is to be organized when it comes to closing deals and not generating leads, this is where the CRM will become handy. And so the process is very simple. So once you've pushed those leads in the CRM, just by default, the CRM will create tasks automatically for you to follow up. So that is literally the first part of the workflow in the CRM. So normally in a traditional CRM, it's very painful to create tasks. You need to do it manually, then recreate it, then come back to it. And it's not multi-channel. You don't have it for LinkedIn. You only have it for email maybe, and you almost have to be a CRM expert to set that up. Here, it's done automatically. So if you're losing momentum, in just one click, you will be taken to the right LinkedIn convo or right email convo for you to follow up. But the twist is that not only the AI can help you on preparing your messages, your emails, it can also help you right here by populating the post of your leads. And you can use that to be more clever with your follow-ups. You see, this guy is talking about CRM hygiene. He's talking, again, about CRM. And so I can use that point of data when I'm doing my follow-ups, because obviously we are sales CRM. And so in our case, it's pretty interesting. You can see here that it's a bit different because what I'm sharing right now, it's part of one of our demo accounts where I have actual data. So it will be a bit different for you because you already have a convo that started with the person, but you get the logic here where essentially the tasks get created themselves if you are losing momentum. So what means losing momentum? Losing momentum means that if you haven't replied to the lead in the last 3 days and the person didn't reply to you in the last 3 days, the task will be created automatically, which is perfect because if you generate your leads from LGM, you push that to the CRM, automatically the CRM will listen, email and LinkedIn if the person that is interested actually came back to you, or if you forgot to come back to the person interested, and the task will be created. So your sole job really is to do your tasks that are due today, the tasks that are due that are overdue, and the setup is fairly simple because it's just one click where you pick what we call an AI CRM personality, aka AI CRM agent. So just by selecting that, it will determine the pace of how the follow-ups are created, the AI suggested emails and messages, and a bunch of other things. And so this is where you can also create a personality. And for example, as a rule, so you can create your own, not picking a template, and you can say only create tasks for people with the tag positive reply, or only create tasks for the leads with the source like growth machine. Because when you're doing your mapping here, when you're pushing the leads from the growth machine to Breakcold, when you're mapping data, you can also select tags or a source. And from there in the source, you can have a source that could be named like growth machine or like cold email, depending on how you want to structure it. And that way you can have a very simple process where only tasks are created for leads from that source. So if you really want to focus on outbound CRM, that would be a way to design those customized personalities. And so if we come back to the workflow before pushing those leads back to LGM, the thing is, I say that your only job really is just to show up on this dashboard, and you don't need to care about thinking about the CRM, the lists, etc. Just when you want to look at it for a specific reason. But the thing is, if you're doing your task down the line, you're gonna have people who will book a call that would be maybe actually interested. They will buy your stuff. So you still need to manage this in the CRM way and to move leads in the pipeline. And it's actually what you have to do in a traditional CRM. But here you have nothing to do. That's why you just need to focus on this dashboard, because depending on your email and LinkedIn convos. So like I say, like the ones that started with like Growth Machine, then comes to Breakcold, and you continue on Breakcold. So depending on what's happening with your leads, you don't need to do anything. So typically, this person finally replied to us, and so automatically the CRM moved that to conversation started, and down the line the person booked a call. So we're just interacting through the task system I showed you, and the CRM pick it up because it's synced with the emails, it's synced with LinkedIn, so automatically it moved the person to book the call. And basically you have nothing to do but just to go on this dashboard, just execute. Once you're done with your tasks, what you do usually is to focus on your active convos for email or LinkedIn, because like Growth Machine, we also have like a unified inbox, so it's very connected when you think about it. And so then the question is usually, okay, but how can I set up the movement of leads from one stage to the other? And the answer is pretty simple, is just by how you name your CRM list and how you name your pipeline stages. So just the fact that you name something conversation started, the CRM will be able to pick it up and to move the lead to the right stage automatically. Same with book to call. However, everyone is different, blah, blah, blah. So you can always give some context to the CRM, and by saying, oh, put people here when they booked a call on my Calendly or whatever. So you can give like some details, some guidance, some tips to the AI. But by default, just by how you name stuff will allow you to move the leads automatically. So depending on how advanced you want it to work, you will have to prompt. But if you have a very basic process, could be like just one list, one pipeline, that would move the leads automatically. So that's why I'm saying, in terms of workflow, you just build your flow with the Growth Machine. You manage your convos. Once you have a positive reply, you mark it as interested. It goes to the CRM in the right stage, the right list, but you don't need to think about this. And then you just go back, you execute your task. Depending on what's happening, the leads move automatically. You try to be consistent with your tasks. You see there's quite a lot of completed tasks here. And from there, once you're done with it, just refocus on active convos using the email or LinkedIn or Telegram inboxes. So that's pretty much how you want this work. And this is where now we're going back to, okay, depending on what's happening, maybe you want to re-automate the outreach process, or even some maybe leads, they will become customers down the line, and maybe you want to re-engage them in a campaign that is not necessarily an emailing marketing campaign, because open rates can be low at scale. And if you have the LinkedIn DMs open with someone, like why not using LinkedIn and automate maybe an outreach or re-engaging sequence? So what you could do, and this is where you can, it's now from Breakcold to LGM the other way around, is that when you go to actually the settings of Breakcold, like with like Growth Machine, you can how to say that properly, you how to say that easily. So essentially what you can say is that when a lead goes from stage A to stage B, push this lead automatically to a Growth Machine campaign. And so here I can say, okay, when the lead goes in that specific list to that specific stage, like for us would be free trial expired, then they go to a retargeting campaign in the Growth Machine. And this is very automatic, remember, because the leads are moving automatically in the CRM, right? So by the subscription date we have in the CRM as a field, as a custom field, the CRM knows if the person is not anymore in the free trial period or not. So it will move automatically the lead to the free trial expired stage, and then automatically it goes to a campaign in the growth machine where they're going to be a retargeting like campaign to understand why the person didn't sign up in the end. So typically here for this example, you can have like, for us it's a product, so it's very different if you like in a service, but for us would be like, oh, free trial expired, let's wait 2 weeks, like not trying to be pushy because we also have email on one side, and from there sending a message. But there's, depending on the cases, there's not a lot of value, so maybe you want to automate that. So this is just one example. You can also have the example where you have customers, and your customers, they finally reach a retention period where they are worthy to be asked for referral, and from there you can like automatically push them to a campaign in a growth machine to ask for referral. And trust me, we've done that a lot of time. Like people, they don't reply yes straight away because they're busy, but if they are customers, they've been retained long enough, they are agreeing to do a referral. And so yeah, with that, as you can see, the process is very simple. Maybe I will try to share that again with the slides instead. But it's not as complicated as what you would expect traditionally in terms of sales workflows, where you have like long trees of decisions to do a workflow. And so really the only thing you have to do is this little zap or make or other at the very beginning, which is literally a 2-step workflow, maybe 3 steps workflow if you want to add a filter. And if you grow with the growth machine and you really understand how it works down the line, in the campaigns section of the growth machine, you can have also different workflows where you can have like webhook steps, but maybe this is too advanced for a discovery of like growth machine on that. But yeah, this is what you can do down the line, and really you don't have to think about the rest, because the problem in traditional CRMs is that it is a pain in the ass to follow up, and it is a pain in the ass to actually update the leads. And this is sorted with AI. That's why I was saying in the very beginning, in the introduction, that AI here is helping you not in the way you're thinking, and AI is actually here so that you show up on your dashboard, you execute, and basically you don't do the admin task. You let that to the AI so that you run the convos, not the other way around. And I think a lot of tools sometimes they want you to automate the convos, which is actually the most important part of the job. And so your job is rather to trigger convos, which is one of the roles of LGM. And then when it's come to the CRM, is to talking with the leads and I mean nurturing those leads to close the deal. So yeah, that's pretty much about it on that. So I guess we can probably switch to questions. So yeah.
Yeah, thank you very much, Arnaud. If you guys want to just deep dive in the sequence, a regular sequence of growth machine, I also can share my screen if you need. But that's super insightful. Yeah, I think this is super great to push every interested leads in your CRM, and then super easily just nurture them inside Breakcold with the AI. That's pretty incredible what you did with AI. Congrats, Arnaud. And then push back to like growth machine for re-engagement and re-engaging campaign. Do you have any question, guys? One question about the LGM 20. Yeah, because if you wanted to give a try to Breakcold, you can have a discount of 20% off on monthly plan with the code LGM20. And yes, Patricia, I think it's okay if you already have a LGM account, but if you don't have a Breakcold account, just give a try with this code. Arnaud, do you have a campaign that you run on La Growth Machine that you want to demo? A re-engaging one, or ask for a referral, or even a cold one?
We had a campaign. Let me find it. That we were running with one of our sales reps. Let me just find the workflow, which I think was great. Trying to
So yeah, if you want to give a try to La Growth Machine, you can use this little link that I just gave in the chat. And if you want to give a try to Breakcold, you have a discount, a 20% discount. Promote again. And also, when you talked about AI, I think it's good to say that even during your outreach phase, you can use AI to find a good way to for your copywritings. We have the feature magic messages, and you can just prompt what is your target, what is your ICP, what is your persona, what is your what do you sell, and then the magic message feature can give you some copywritings. Of course, you can edit them, but it could help.
Yeah, and I just I don't find it back. Maybe you can help me, and you know the product better than me. It was my sales reps who set up the whole thing. Because I realized instead of campaigns, we do have campaigns, but like the probably touching on what really got us when we were doing campaigns. Because there was two features that was so awesome that my sales reps were really happy. Was like the voice.
Yeah.
And I have campaigns right now, but when I'm switching, maybe because it's
maybe the other one was the real chat mode.
Yeah, that's the thing. Yeah, can you explain? I think you will explain better than me, but when we had this, it was way better because in all the other tools, to my knowledge, you don't have this feature. So maybe you can share your screen on that.
Yes, of course.
And basically to frame it, that was our favorite thing when we were running our campaigns, the chat mode, because I don't think it exists in all.
No, it doesn't.
You can automate the lead gen by making it pretty real.
Let me share my screen. So here we go. So this is just how to build your list. You can import from LinkedIn, etc., etc. You can do your multi-channel automation. As I said, you have calls, email, X, LinkedIn. In LinkedIn, you have a voice, but also DM. And so voice, just for people who ask themselves how is set it up. So you record the voice. Could be I don't know if you already saw my my message, but I think you should give a try to the playbook I shared on my last post. For example, if you are in an inbound phase, so you can reach out people who had an interest on your lead magnet, for example. And when you record this voice, you have the cloning feature that will clone your voice, just adding before your message, "Hi Martin, I don't know if you saw my last message, but blah blah blah. Hi Arnaud, hi I don't know, Patricia, etc." So that's the cloning voice. Of course, you can just use the voice feature without this cloning tool, but if you want, you can also personalize, customize your voice, adding the "hey" first name with this little cloning feature. And also, you have the real chat mode. So the real chat mode is really powerful when you are sending message on LinkedIn, reaching out people on LinkedIn, because when you are on LinkedIn and you just receive a big message of 3 to 10 lines, and you absolutely know that it's automated and it's prospection, right? So now with this real chat mode, you just have to toggle on, toggle off, toggle on this feature, and your big message will be split in few message. So it's more notification for the lead, and it's more human because you have a delay of 2 seconds or 3 seconds in between each message. So it's, hello Tiffany, I saw that you were interested in one of our recent webinars, how platform, etc. It's not a big one like this.
And if I can touch on this, that is probably the biggest problem that we see with prospects, sometimes customers, when it comes to LinkedIn. I mean, is that even if they don't, even if they are not automating, like they have this problem of like just thinking in terms of templates and sending very long messages. And with the chat mode, what we've tried with our rep was that like you don't use like capital letters. And you really try to think more by, okay, what if we send the message we would typically send, but like from our mobile, like in a subway, and you do typos because I don't know, you get in a packed subway in London. And so by doing this mindset, and I think, to be fair, like even with the example you just shared, like even like most way scrappier than that. So this was, you could still feel like it was okay, the same message, but just like split it, like actually make it more scrappy. And so no capital letter, and trying to minimize the number of words, so that there's no more than like 10 words per sentences. And if you do that, like the positive replies, they're so much better. People, they would assume like you actually made that. And so if you manage to come up with something that is relevant to your target, with or without personalizing, depending on the time you have in terms of attributes and variables, you can make it good with it. But really, my biggest tip would be like, no capital letter, less than 12 words, and like 2-3 messages like this.
Yes,
And
even
like,
one typo.
Yeah, exactly. And from there, like you like chat mode, this is pretty cool.
Yeah. If you want guys to see how it's built, you just click on create campaign. You have all from scratch or a catalog of different campaign. Let's take this one. And when you are in the when you are in the send message here, you just have to just create your message. I saw your interest in my last webinar, for example, and you just have to toggle on the real chat mode.
That was here. Okay.
Yeah, so that's just really here. And also you can switch to voice. As I say, here we go. You record your voice message. So I don't know if you saw my last message, but I think you should have a look because it could be interested for you. You just stop it, save, and this little voice will be here we go. You just have to toggle on the AI voice if you want to clone your voice, and like this you can just add a hey or hello or buenos dias, etc. with the first name, and now the tool will just clone your voice. So that's pretty easy to like customize at scale. Do you have any question, guys, about all this? I don't know if you were already familiar with La Grosse Machine or Breakcold, but don't hesitate to also just share what you faced as challenges. And yeah, if you need also advices or help on anything. No question for the moment. Okay. I mean, it was pretty clear.
Yeah. I don't know. This Julian, are you on something, Julian, or are you just saying goodbye?
Yeah.
Let's wait for them. Otherwise, I think it's a wrap.
Yes. So if you guys want to see the workflow, you will have the recording. Where you run an agency, how could that setup help me? and my client when I run it.
Yeah, on the agency thing, I think it's pretty straightforward. Because we have clients doing that. I mean, what I'm saying is like people using a growth machine and Breakcold. So typically, if I'm not mistaken, in LGM, like you have like a workspace system.
Yeah.
Breakcold, we also have a workspace system. So agencies, lead gen agencies specifically, what they tend to do is that they do one workspace per client, and so they will start. So in LGM, they will have a workspace for the client running like mostly LinkedIn, I would say, automated campaigns. And once they got the invite accepted or positive reply, depending on how they want to approach it, they would push that lead to Breakcold in the client's workspace in Breakcold. And them as an agency owner, they can just navigate in the multiple workspaces and basically run the convos on their behalf. And what agency guys do is usually they have like a VA, like a virtual assistant that they will assign him or her to like 2 or 3 workspaces, and they will run the convos. And then as the admin of the different workspaces, they will do this. So we have customers who are doing that with like usually anywhere from like 2 to like 20 workspaces. So that would be the workflow if you are an agency owner. So I have a whole video on this in terms of like setup. So yeah, if you're interested, just shoot a message to Breakcold. I can give my email address right now. It's not a problem, and happy to shoot you like relevant videos on the whole thing. And so yeah, just shoot an email right here, and I would get back to you with it.
Great. And also you can follow Arno on LinkedIn.
Yeah, thanks. And yeah, and anyone who has a question, yeah, just shoot an email here as well. If you have a question, always later, I'm happy to help.
Yeah, same here if you want. We also have the support team that it's super reactive. Yeah, I was super happy when last year we setting up this integration between LGM and Breakcold, and as you say, Arno, it's quite the same mindset with the unified inbox, with the AI, how to make the sales and growth lives easier.
Yeah, no, 100%. So yeah, and I think since then I mean, I haven't followed the updates for the AI, so I don't know, but I think you are able to auto categorize if it's interested or not. So I haven't touched it because I don't master this part, to be fair.
Yeah. Oh, so you should try, because even now you don't have to. Just when you have a positive reply, you have the lookalike engine that run automatically, which means that if somebody says, "Oh, okay, I'm interested," the AI understand that it's interested. You don't have to touch the status, but the lookalike engine just propose you similar leads profiles.
Okay.
So that's cool because you have the lookalike as push. Like I have a request, I just type my ideal client or ideal company, and then you have the leads, lookalike leads proposals. But in the pull way, you just don't do nothing, and just within a conversation with a lead A, you just have similar opportunities B, C, D. So that's a pretty much big feeder, the lookalike one.
I see. Pretty cool.
We know the lookalike like Ocean.io in the push way, but in the pull way, I think we're the only one to do that.
All right. Oh, cool. So yeah, no more questions, guys?
I don't think so. I don't know if
Right.
they were shy or it was super clear, but yeah, if you have a question, you both have you have our emails, also our LinkedIn, and yes, don't hesitate to reach out to us. Thank you very much, Arno. It was super insightful. These 3 steps, super easy. How to push leads when you have a positive reply from LGM to Breakcold, then how to nurture them inside Breakcold, and then how to re-engage people pushing back to live growth machine. I think this is 3 steps, super easy steps, can really just transform a reply in a deal. So thank you very much. That's super insightful.
Yeah, thank you very much, everyone. And it was a pleasure to be here. And
Yeah.
talk to you soon.
Yes. See you in a while. Bye.
Yes, bye.